Oh yeah, I'm Xenia, your real-life English fluency coach, and today you will attend a music class led by 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗟𝗶, a middle school band teacher whose dream is to perform on stage. When Joe was a young boy, his dad took him to his jazz club, where Joe found his passion for music. Since then, he has aspired to become a successful jazz musician. Here in this scene, Joe has to make a choice: to go after his dream or to land a full-time job at school. By the way, to land a job means to be successful in getting a new job. Now it's time to start our lesson, but if you are new to our channel, let me show you how it's gonna work. So first, you will watch the clip with the subtitles. Then you'll learn some of the most important vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. And finally, you'll test your comprehension by watching the clip one more time without the subtitles this time and answering some of our quiz questions that we prepared for you. Every week, we put out lessons just like this one to help you understand your favorite movies and TV series without getting lost, without missing the jokes, and without subtitles. So hit that subscribe button and bell down below so you never miss any of our new lessons. Now, let me introduce to you 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗟𝗶 and his jazz band.
Hang on. What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it. That's a good thing. Look, I remember one time my dad took me to this jazz club, and that's the last place I wanted to be. But then I see this guy, and he's playing these chords with force on it. And then with a minor, I was, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then he has the inner voices, and it's like he's singing. And I swear the next thing I know, it's like he floats off the stage. That guy was lost in the music. He was in it, and he took the rest of us with him. And I wanted to learn how to talk like that. That's when I knew I was born to play. Connie knows what I mean. Right, Connie?
I'm 12.
Hang on. What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it.
I remember when we had some laughs at school, our teacher would say something like, "Hey class, what's so funny about that?" The phrase, "What are y'all laughing at?" means the same. The kids shouldn't make fun of their peers. So when addressing a group of people, you can use this contraction and pronounce it as y'all. Before we look at all the advanced vocabulary in this scene, first, let's break down this sentence. It's full of examples of the connected speech, so you want to check it out. The T sound between the vowels turns into the flap T and is pronounced as duh. So what are becomes whata, and we then link it to y'all. What are y'all? The nasal sound at the end of laughing gets reduced to simple N, and we pronounce the two words together. Laughing at.
Hang on. What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it.
Did you notice the stop T at the end of at? We didn't hear it, but it's there. The sound just doesn't come out as we stop the flow of air. Laughing at. Laughing at. Now combine these two parts into one sentence. What are y'all laughing at? Make sure you put the main stress on the word laughing and make a broad S sound in at. It is a part of the phrasal verb to laugh at, and when put at the end of the sentence, it keeps its strong form. Repeat it several times to practice the connected speech. What are y'all laughing at?
What are y'all laughing at? What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it.
When you get lost in the city, for example, it means you find yourself in an unfamiliar place. You don't know where you are. When you got lost in music, it's not about being lost or confused, but rather about being absorbed, totally giving in to the music and letting it take you away. There is a common collocation to be lost in thought. It's when you give all your attention to your thoughts and don't notice anything around you.
Hey, you alright?
Oh, sorry, yes. Just, lost in thought, I guess.
Look, I remember one time my dad took me to this jazz club, and that's the last place I wanted to be.
When you say that something is the last thing you want or need, you mean that it's something you certainly do not want or need. Here's an example.
Al, all joking aside, you really ought to be yourself.
Hey, that's the last thing I want to be.
But then I see this guy, and he's playing his chords with
You would probably want to use the words this and these to refer to objects and people that are close to you, or those that you can see, right? Here, Joe tells a story from his childhood, so we can't see or hear this guy playing these chords. So why didn't he tell that guy and those chords? Well, when you tell a story and you want to engage your audience, you want to bring them into your story, into your memories. How do you do that? One way would be using present tenses. I see, he's playing. And the words this and these to make the story resonate more, to make it personal. Have you tried to tell your own stories in English? Storytelling is a perfect way of practicing your speaking, and you can do that on our real-life app, where just at a touch of a button you get connected to another learner and you can have a real English conversation. And besides that, you can access our weekly lessons with interactive transcripts and flashcards to expand your English vocabulary, and then use these new words and phrases in your stories and daily conversations in English. Take a look at what one of our app users, Fahim, told about his experience. I was looking for an application where I can find speaking partners worldwide. That's the perfect app I was looking for. So if you want to go from feeling like a lost and insecure English learner to becoming a confident and natural English speaker, do it just like Fahim. Download the Real Life app now. It is free and you can find it on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store, or simply click on the link in the description to this video.
and it's like he's singing. And I swear the next thing I know, it's like he floats off the stage. That guy was lost in the music. He was in it.
You know, I really want to become a better storyteller myself. And if you're interested in that too, here are 2 phrases with the word know, which you should remember. The phrases are the next thing I know and that's when I knew. You may say the next thing I know when describing events which maybe happened suddenly or were surprising. Here, Joe describes his surprise, as the experience of watching this musician getting lost in music and as if floating off the stage. If something floats, it moves slowly through the air or stays up in the air.
That's when I knew I was born to play.
There may be a certain point in time when you realize something very important. That's when you know something. In this case, when Joe came to the jazz club and heard the musician playing, that's when he knew he was born to become a musician too. When you say, I was born to do something, you believe that's the purpose of your life or the reason why you came to this world. Oh, and related to this, probably you would want to learn this funny response to the question, are you ready? So instead of saying, yes, I'm ready, you could say, I was born ready. Check out these examples from the movie Frozen.
You said you believed in me, that this is what I was born to do.
Hey, Anna. On 3.
Okay.
1,
You tell me when. I'm ready to go.
2.
I was born ready, yes.
Calm down.
You know, I've just realized that you've been passively watching this lesson, right? Now it's time to take a short break and activate your English. So, pause this video, think of 3 sentences with the words we've covered so far, and write them in the comments under this video. I will check them and give you feedback.
I'll be right back. Practice your scales.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Gardner.
You're doing my ears a favor.
Hey!
Not you, though. You're good. He's not. What can I do for you, Principal Arroyo?
I wanted to deliver the good news personally. No more part-time for you. You're now our full-time band teacher. Job security, medical insurance, pension.
Wow. That's, great.
Welcome to the MS-70 family, Joe. Permanently.
Thanks.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Gardner.
You're doing my ears a favor.
When you do someone a favor, you do something kind and helpful for them. In the scene, Joe's ears get some rest from the cacophony, that is the mix of the noises, made by the school band, so he appreciates Principal Arroyo's interruption. If you want to ask for a favor, you may simply say, "Would you do me a favor?"
Oh, hey, do me a favor, grab my butt.
What can I do for you, Principal Arroyo?
I wanted to deliver the good news personally.
The principal is the headmaster of school, the highest authority, or a person who's in charge of certain things in a company. Don't confuse it with the word principle, which means a guiding rule, law, or fundamental truth. The word principle can also be used as an adjective, meaning main or most important. The word principle is always a noun. Choose the correct word for each sentence. Remember, these words have the same pronunciation, but different spelling. Mark was called into the office to speak to the school principal. Matt Damon is the principal actor in the Bourne Identity series. He's a man of principles.
I wanted to deliver the good news personally.
Can you hear the T sound in wanted?
I wanted to deliver the good news personally.
No, we can't, because she doesn't pronounce it like wanted. She says wanted. If there is a combination of letters NT followed by a vowel sound, and the stress falls on the syllable before NT, then we can drop the T sound. There are such common words like internet, international, or phrases like I went out, I don't need meat.
And I wanted to learn how to talk like that.
I wanted to deliver the good news personally.
To deliver the news is simply to announce or tell the news. When you do it personally, you meet or call the person to say it face to face or in person, not via email. Now we have this pair of words, part-time and full-time. I work full-time, which means I work 8 hours per day, 5 days a week. That represents a full-time job in most cultures. When I was a student, I had a part-time job, so I could combine studies and work. When you work part-time, you only work a few hours, not a full working day.
After all these years, my prayers have been answered. A full-time job.
Often, your full-time job will provide some benefits like job security, medical insurance, and pension. Job security is the guarantee that you will continue working your current job for the foreseeable future, so you don't lose your job. If your workplace provides medical insurance, it covers your medical expenses. There will come a day when you retire from your work. Then it's great to know that your company took care of your pension.
Welcome to the MS-70 family, Joe. Permanently.
Principal Arroyo says the name of the school as MS-70. MS stands for middle school. If something is permanent, it continues without changing or ending. It's the opposite of temporary. Remember we talked about full-time and part-time jobs? So part-time jobs tend to be more temporary, whereas full-time jobs are often permanent.
Do you ever worry about the notion that nothing is permanent?
Hey, Anna. I just thought of one thing that's permanent.
What's that?
Love.
Okay, so to remember today's words and phrases permanently, let's go and watch the clip a final time without subtitles, answer some quiz questions, and use the words in your own sentences when you practice your English during this week on our real life app.
Hang on. What are y'all laughing at? So Connie got a little lost in it. That's a good thing.
What contraction does he use here?
That's a good thing. Look, I remember one time my dad took me to this jazz club, and that's the last place I wanted to be. But then I see this guy, and he's playing these chords with me.
What does Joe mean here? He wanted to visit the club place at last. He'd been waiting for it. He wanted to go to the club as the last place after visiting all other places in town. He didn't want to go to the club at all.
That guy was lost in the music. He was in it, and he took the rest of us with him. And I wanted to learn how to talk like that. That's when I knew I was born to play.
What's the emphatic way to say that it is your life purpose to do something?
I'll be right back. Practice your scales.
Sorry to interrupt, Mr. Gardner.
You're doing my ears a favor.
Hey!
Not you, though. You're good. He's not. What can I do for you, Principal Arroyo?
I wanted to deliver the good news personally.
The word meaning a school headmaster is spelled
No more part-time for you. You're now our full-time band teacher. Job security, medical insurance, pension.
Wow. That's, great.
Welcome to the MS-70 family, Joe. Permanently.
Which of these words means lasting for a long time? Thank you for watching today's video and practicing your English with me. And if you enjoy learning with Disney movies, go and watch this lesson on Frozen we did in the past.
Why have a ballroom with no balls?
A ball is a large, formal occasion where people usually dress nicely and dance. A ballroom is the place where balls take place or happen. We also have the ballroom dance. Ballroom dancing includes some genres, for example, the waltz, the cha-cha, the rumba, and the quick step.